That's everyone out there. I just want to wish you both all the best, all my love, and hope for your future happiness. And just remember, never let anything prevent you from showing your love for and to each other. Can you please all raise your glasses as we toast the newlyweds? Jon and Bethy.
Jon and Bethy.
Thank you.
Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Steve. That was really, really emotional. Now, you're probably going to notice, most of you that know the Lever family will realise that we like to do stuff last minute. So, this best man speech, by the way, I was only told I was best man last week, so that's a joke, I wasn't.
That was a lie, not a joke.
Yeah, it was a lie, I'm sorry. So no, I wrote my best man speech last night, and then had a frantic period of time earlier today trying to get it from my MacBook onto this iPad using the router here that doesn't actually work. We've realised that since the refurb. So rather than me carry on, let's see what I got. But first of all, I'd like to congratulate the both of you. I've only really got a chance to know Bethy maybe on 3 occasions, because I've been living in London and they've been living in Bournemouth and just doing their own thing here. So I can tell when I look at the both of them that it doesn't matter how long you've known each other for, as long as you know what you're going to do in the future with that. And you can tell that both of them know what they want to do. But I just thought I'd get that out first before I start embarrassing Jon in front of everyone. So I was told traditionally, and it was Jon that said this, and Joe backed him up, that I was going to have to speak for 25 minutes. And I don't want to bore everyone for 25 minutes, so what I've done is I wrote a 25-minute speech, and then I cut the 7th, the 9th, and the 11th word out of every sentence, just to cut time. So it goes something like this. Jon, born 1989, massive head. I don't know if anyone knows that, but you can see it, yeah. Just wanted to point that out, okay. Now, I kind of had to say this one as well, but Brian, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Brian. Terminator toy. He's laughing, he likes this. Bunk bed. Head. Jon's head. Bigger. And as you can tell, it hasn't stopped swelling since then, so I'm surprised he's let me be his best man, I really am. But no, it was probably deserved. I don't know what the incident was, but I'm not proud of it. But no, I was talking to Jon earlier and I said to him, I'm not going to embarrass him too much, but for any of you out there, please ask him about the time that he got abducted by aliens. And he might not want to share the ins and outs of it, but it's an interesting story, I'll tell you that. But no, Bethy, Jon, you're going to be busy tonight. But no, I've lived with Jon for the last 18 years. I went to uni. If you've ever been to our house, you realise that there's 6 people in our family, but there's always at least 10 people in the house at one time. And I thought, I've had enough. I've got to get out. So I went off to uni. But over the 18 years that I stepped in the same room as Jon, because the girls always had separate rooms. Mum, is there any reason why that was? No? Okay. But I was always in the same room as Jon, and he has a habit of snoring really loudly. So if anyone's ever come into our house at 11 o'clock in the evening and seen the picture frames shaking on the walls, you now know why that is. But Bethy, good luck to you, because it took me 18 years to get used to it, and then since then I'm not there anymore. But anyway, so apart from that, John also has a habit of hallucinating. Not many people probably know about this, apart from people that have kind of slept in the same room as him, maybe over sleepovers or whatever, but he tends to wake up in the middle of the night and he says something like this. He goes, "Oh." I wake up. "John, you alright?" "Oh, Brian, what's wrong?" "John, are you okay?" He's like, "Brian, why's the rabbit food in the fridge?" I'm like, well, the first few times it happened, I'd have to just say, "What?" You know, I was confused myself. But I'd say, "John, it's in the fridge because you put it in the fridge." And then he'd roll over and he'd go back to sleep and he'd be fine. So if ever he starts talking to you at night, Bethy, just tell him he's okay and he'll be fine. He'll go back to sleep. But then he'll start snoring, so you'll have to deal with that. But you'll be fine, you'll get used to it. Now this one, I'm going to pass this on to my mum. Ask her this later. I'm going to give you 4 words. It's sleepwalking. She knows already. Basket. Kitchen. Now if you've got a pen, write them down. If you've got to use a smartphone, type them out, and then ask my mum about that. And if you want to ask John about that as well, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to tell you. But I know I'm talking about John a lot, and this is a wedding for the 2 of them, so it's not all about John, but I'll get the stories out of the way first, and we'll get round to Bethy. Nothing embarrassing, by the way, just let you know. Just, it's fine. Not I know of, anyway. So, anyway, aside from this, John, I've always wanted to be John's best man from the first day I met him, which was about 22 years ago. And, he's someone you can look up to, because he taught me how to become obsessed with the Ninja Turtles when I was really little. He taught me how to play Sonic the Hedgehog, Alex the Kid, Mickey Mouse, Miracle, Castle of Illusion on the Mega Drive, and he got me into all of that. But he also taught me how to accept when people are better than him. Well, I say him than me. And the reason why I know that is because he accepts that I'm better than him at football. And John, honestly, I really appreciate that. You've been there when I needed you. But no, he is a good example. He's a great example. But no, it was good to see, because I live away, so I don't often get to spend time with my family or John on a regular basis now. But my dad, John, and myself, we went and played golf at Eiffel Golf Course the other day. And I think when they play golf between the 2 of them, or if they've got any other people that are playing, they play it differently to when I come. And when I play with them, it kind of goes off a bit of a tangent, and we don't really focus on who's got the right score or who's doing well. But does anyone know what a Harlem Shake is? No? Well, after this, YouTube Harlem Shake. You like this, but I know that everyone at Eiffel Golf Course now knows what the Harlem Shake is. John was doing it as well. My dad didn't know. He doesn't know what a Harlem Shake is. But let's be serious now. I know I've kind of ribbed him a bit, but he's always been there for me, and he's always been someone that I can look up to. Mainly because he's 6 inches taller than me, and he always has been. He always will be. But throughout school, when I was in year 7 and he was in year 9, he used to say, "Brian," this little fat chubby kid that was following him around all the time, he'd say, "Brian, why aren't you hanging out with your friends?" I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know, I didn't have any friends, that's what it was." And he goes, "Brian, come and play football with us." So I'd go, he'd let me play football with him. But this kind of example that I'm going to use explains who John is and why I look up to John. But we were at Portchester and we were playing a game of heads and volleys. And for those of you who don't know that, it's just a game you play at school. And to John is incredible at football. He really is. Because this one incident, he's pinged it with his left foot and it's span off. And it's gone through the air and it's just hit this lad on the back of the head. He knows what I'm talking about now. And he's gone over and he's there, and we've all seen it, and I'm there with his mates, and we're just having a laugh, and I can't believe he's just done that. And he's walked over to this lad, and he's gone, "Look, I'm really sorry. He's holding his hands up, and the lad's just grabbed him. He's like, "Oh," he's ready to, he's threatening him or whatever. But next thing, I've turned around, the lad's on the floor. Jon's got the ball, and he's just walking back with a smile on his face. And I thought, what's going on here? But to cut a long story short, it was the fact that this little chubby kid, you let him come and play, and he doesn't discriminate against anyone. All of your mates, all of you people out here now, he's happy to just bring you into his life, and he's happy to be your friend. It doesn't matter who you are, he's always going to be your friend. But the main thing as an older brother is he had the ability to stand up for himself, and that's something that I learned from him. And this incident shows that not only is he willing to let these people come into his life, but he's apologetic. He knows when he's done wrong or made mistakes, and he holds his hands up. And he also stands up for what he believes in. And one of the biggest things that's happened to my family recently, and I tell everyone this, I say, I can't believe my family, they've all gone back to the Church of Latter-day Saints, and it's crazy. It was a madhouse where everyone was arguing. Now it's a madhouse where everyone's just reading the Book of Mormon. It's changed, it's incredible, but everyone's got smiles on their face and they're not arguing anymore. Well, at least when I'm home they don't argue, so I don't know what they're doing otherwise. But for Jon, at the age of 23, to go, were you 23 or 22? When he was 22 to get baptised and just completely change his lifestyle, that's something that, I mean, I've tried to do it, and it's hard. It's very, very hard to try to proceed with that. And I think the main thing that I want to draw from this is this thing that Jon believes in. I can understand why people believe in it, because there's a pathway that you follow. And if he hadn't chosen this pathway, he would have never met Bethy. And I think that kind of speaks volumes, because you look at them today and they're so happy together. I know it's been a bit of a rush getting the wedding done, and Jon's been like, "Brian, why?" I'm like, "Yeah, Jon, it's fine, don't worry." "Brian, oh, it's fine. But honestly, I just want to finish this talk by raising a toast to Jon and Bethy, the newlyweds, because he's taught me a lot. He really has. So, can everyone please raise their glasses to Jon and Bethy, and I can't even talk now, I'm done for words. Can we just congratulate them? Thank you.
Jon and Bethy.
Okay, I'm going to pass it on to Jon now. He's probably got a few stories to tell. Oh, one more thing. He's going to tell you about it, so I'll let him, but it was the marbles.
Why did you steal my number?